Earlier this week, Liz Cheney was booted out, and it looked like there might be a bit of a challenge to who is going to replace her. Now, everybody had been saying it would be Elise Stefanik, but Chip Roy threw his little hat in the ring. Marjorie Greene seemed to be implying that she should be considered. Well, in the end, no, it was Elise Stefanik. She won 134 to 46 for Roy, and then a couple of others, but it didn't really matter. So Brett, she did win. And she had a press conference where she thanked the voters, although presumably not the voters for Liz Cheney, as well as thanking Donald Trump. And she was asked a question about the guy whose loyalty to whom was the only reason that she was chosen for this position. And here's what she had to say.
Scott.
Is President Trump the leader of the Republican Party?
I believe that voters determine the leader of the Republican Party, and President Trump is the leader that they look to. I support President Trump. Voters support President Trump. He is an important voice in our Republican Party, and we look forward to working with him.
How can you be unified so long as you have some members who support the former president and some who don't?
We are unified, and I look to the voters across America. Republican voters are unified in their support and their desire to work with President Trump, and we are unified as Republicans.
Oh, okay, well, look, I get that you have to be like, I said there'd be unity and there is, but you are only in that position now because they booted the past one out because she didn't agree on an important issue. She was canceled, you've taken over her slot. So Brett, it seems like, I get we're not gonna get a better answer than that, but it feels like it sort of deserves a better answer than how can there be unity when you only got your job because of the lack of unity? Or at the very least, the effort to enforce unity that doesn't actually currently exist there.
I mean, it's very clear what's happened. McCarthy tried doing what Cheney kind of tried, which is they looked around and said, we kind of have to be decent, right? For a second, do we have to be decent? There's some weird stuff, and like this is still DC. We still kind of have to be a little decent, and they tried that, and then immediately saw blowback from the voters and from Trump at every step of the way. He looks around, and when you're saying the potential like people to fill in that slot, what is they're definitely not going to pick a Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're definitely not going to pick a Matt Gaetz type person. They're going to pick someone exactly like Elise Stefanik, someone who will transform into being whatever they need her to be to play the role that's necessary to play at the time. And it's almost reassuring and like a pedigree at this point for someone like McCarthy, someone like McConnell, who would be very happy, would pay many dollars to make it so that Donald Trump just disappears and that the Republican Party can be in control reliably without any of that Trump support. And so they look for someone like Stefanik, who at one point kind of tried saying, yeah, this is ridiculous what Trump is doing, right? Because she has those clips.
Do you think that, so look, we know that they are saying we're all for Trump, but we know that quite a few of them aren't doing that because they're true believers. Like some of them are, like, Marjorie Greene doesn't have a single fold in the surface of her brain for nuance towards that. She actually fully supports him. Others are saying they have to because they believe that they have to, but they secretly hate him or are suspicious of him. So is Elise Stefanik, the fact that she used to be critical of him, and that seems to have been her honest opinion, and now she's hiding that, does that let them have their sickening loyalty and eat it too? That she is perceived by Trump to be a total loyalist, and outwardly she will be, but she secretly doesn't totally like him, so maybe won't be as crazy of a wild card as someone like a Marjorie Greene would be?
I mean, yes.
Oh, okay, good.
She's exactly what they need right now. And they needed someone who can deliver that line that way. Someone who, gets like, all right, I'll put on the big pearls and I'll put on the freaking thing and I'll stand in front of everyone and I'll say, we'll fight tooth and nail against this terrible, stupid stuff. They know they can read the report on what messaging seems to work right now, and they'll be able to, on the fly, say exactly those things. They don't want the psychos in charge. They just want someone who can pull off a psycho impression.
Yeah,
and that's Elise Stefanik.
That is true. That is,
okay. I think in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will's approach to when someone was about to attack him was to just like start twitching. And that's what she did. That's what she's been doing ever since it was clear. Say all of them have. Everyone has started just twitching. So they're like, no, I'm crazy too, like you guys.
Yeah.
And just leave me in power. And to Trump's, and like that is something actually to be aspired to for folks who want a populist message on the left. I mean, imagine if everyone just kind of came around. Now, juxtapose Elise Stefanik, who can deliver those attack lines, to Nancy Pelosi, who can't. It was like, what they are doing is terrible, and we can't have. What? I just went to sleep. There's no attack dogs who can really deliver the attack the way that the people in power want them to.
Yeah,
there's folks who can deliver the attack on the left. The AOCs, the Ilhan Omars, like all of those folks can do it.
Yeah,
but it's not a message that resonates at all with the folks in power, to the point where they feel they need to sit up and take notice and embrace those messaging points and deliver it. Every time they do choose someone, it comes off as someone so tone deaf that the game is given away. It's not a convincing enough impression for us to be like, oh, they are on our side.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.